a base here, which can flatten South Africa in less than no time if America decides to fight with us. It doesn't have to move anything from Washington. Actually, by the time we assemble, our equipment will be gone.
Hello and welcome to the Africa News Network.
There were no borders. Your problem is that you are saying you don't want colonialism, but you embrace the borders that were brought by colonialism here. Amen. There were no borders here. There have never been borders here. And that, is it Berlin Conference? It's not long time ago. It's traceable. The borders started then. The people will never leave their countries to your country if their economy and their government is working. Limpopo is very poor. There is no border between Gauteng and Limpopo. But Limpopo people have not left Limpopo to come to Gauteng. Yet Gauteng has got more resources. Why can't they leave Limpopo and come here? If these people wanted to come here, this fence was not going to stop them. No one wants to come here. They are coming to look for opportunities, and that's what we must encourage with all of you, especially the unemployed youth of South Africa. Let Africa be your playing ground. We were conditioned to think that we are superior and we are a country that is defined out of the continent. There are many countries in the continent that are doing so well. And they can use your skill, and they use dollars, by the way, some to pay. Okay. So our position didn't change. All right. I have no time for borders. Why? I have no time for colonialism. How would you say to me, go and change French on the passport, and then come at the same time and say, we're in my port. Yeah. Leave the borders alone, but remove French. Removing of French on the passport is part of decolonizing South Africa. Yeah. So you can't speak in folk tongues. It has to be very clear. I don't think Putin runs an imperialistic war, because imperialism will seek to extend its influence over others' territories. And that's not what he's seeking to do. All he's saying is that NATO cannot expand itself to a point where it threatens Russian security. It doesn't talk about encroaching on other people's sovereignty and imposing its ideological orientations on those other countries. He's saying, this is me, and when you come closer to me and put your weapons facing at my direction, you are a threat to me, and therefore I don't want that. Whereas imperialism wants to extend itself into other people's territories. He's not saying, he never woke up in the morning and said, I want to annex Ukraine and make it part of Russia. All he said is that your joining of NATO is a direct threat to Russia and undermines many other treaties which made a commitment that NATO will not extend to that particular direction. And that's all. And I always say to people that you always say people have a right to choose what they want to choose and all of that. If NATO decide to choose to join, if Ukraine decide to choose to join NATO, what is his problem? But what if you go to bed one day and then your wife comes to bed with a knife and say it is her right to choose what she wants to sleep with, and then she's going to sleep next to you with a knife? You can't allow that. There's not going to be sleeping that day. No one is going to sleep in that room. And then Barry's got a right to carry a knife and then sleep with knife next to me. So it can't be, it's not correct. We need to remove the government of Botswana through the people of Botswana and put a government that will dismantle that base, which is putting a threat on the whole of SADC. Because a research was conducted The landing strip that is there in the army base of Botswana, they say it can land a fighter jet which can take less than 2 minutes if it wants to hit the Union building. So if America says we're fighting South Africa, it doesn't have to send anything from Washington. They are here already. And that's what Putin doesn't want in Ukraine. They want to do what they did here in Botswana, in Ukraine. We allowed it. And our position as the EFF is that that army base must be removed because it poses a threat to SADC. I didn't say we're going to bomb Botswana or anything of that sort, but it was threatened by the honesty that we shared with people.
All right.
And people need to know that there is a base here which can flatten South Africa in less than no time if America decides to fight with us. It doesn't have to move anything from Washington. Actually, by the time we assemble, our equipment will be gone.